Hey folks, welcome to Maverick Gun Works today. We have a something a little different this time. I've got a Smith & Wesson 686 revolver, 357 caliber, that the customer has brought in and told us that he has a cartridge stuck in the barrel. So he's charged us with trying to get it out for him. Let's take a look here. We can stick a light in here. You can see. Well, if I pull the light out, that was cute. Alrighty, you can see the bullet stuck just about a 3/4 of an inch from the end of the barrel. And the customer did tell us, he said it was obvious when he was shooting the gun that it did not sound like the rest of them. So he stopped shooting and was able to inspect it, and by golly, we've got a bullet stuck in here. So let's take it apart and see if we can do something to help get the bullet out of it. All right. First thing I'm going to do is, obviously I've kind of prepared for this a little bit in advance with my tools laid out. I want to take the cylinder out of the gun so we can have access all the way through the barrel, because I'm going to be drilling a hole through the bullet to see if we can get our a screw drilled through it or tapped through it. And we'll go ahead and put it in the vise now. See if we can drill it out and maybe get it pulled out without having to do any other major process to it. Alright, we're going to come in here and very carefully, because this is a soft tip bullet, it's a lead tip bullet, we should be able to drill it right pretty close to the center fairly easily. You know what? That felt like two bullets. It'll be interesting to see what we find out. The customer told us that he had felt it didn't sound right. He stopped shooting, and his interpretation was there was one bullet stuck in the barrel. But when I was drilling right there, it felt like I had gone through the first bullet and hit a second bullet before it quit drilling. So we're going to figure it out, hopefully. See what the deal is here. Let's try our first option anyway. I'm putting in a coarse thread, self-tapping screw here. I'm going to screw that down into the bullet, and hopefully with my washers will stop the travel into the bullet, and hopefully if I can keep on turning it, will maybe get us the bullet out the front. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, we're going to back this up a little bit and see if I can try something different. All right. Okay, what's next? We're going to keep some washers against the muzzle of the gun so we don't damage anything. Washers will help protect the firearm. That's not going to be an issue. And we're going to grab the head of the screw here and see, by golly, if we can pull it out and get the bullet to move. Well, something is moving. Hopefully it's not pulling through the bullet, that the bullet's coming with it. Okay, and looking in here, I believe that we're stripping the lead out of the bullets, what it amounts to. Yep, it is. Okay, the vise is loose. Well, that's not going to work. So First attempt has failed. We're going to back up and punt, do something different. Okay. All right. We're going to rethink this thing. And I tell you what, give me a few minutes to think about this, and we're going to come back and try something different, because that's obviously not going to work. Okay. Okay, folks, we're back at the second attempt of removing the bullet out of this Smith 686. What I've done now is, since the first screw pulled out, I've got a larger diameter screw, and we've discovered now that it does have 2 bullets stuck in it, not just one. So I'm going to try to pull the first one out by itself. I hope I've got just enough distance on my length of my screw here that we're not going to pull them both at one time. We'll give it a shot and see if this will work or not here. I get okay. That's as far as I can go that way. So we'll back it out just a little bit, and we'll get our pliers behind it like I did earlier, and see if we can get it to move for us. Okay. Well, something is moving. Good gracious, that's tough. But by golly, I tell you what, she's tight. Okay, we're awfully close. All right, how about that? There's a bullet out of the barrel. Good gracious. How much of the jacket did we leave? I'm going to pull it out of the vise, take a quick look, and see. And we can see in here, we still have, looks like a second bullet is still down in the barrel. So, I'm going to back up and punt here again, and devise a way to get the second bullet out. So, we're going to turn the camera off for a minute, and I'll figure something else out. We'll be back shortly. Alright folks, we're back here working on the barrel for the stuck bullet that's in this Smith & Wesson revolver. We were able to get the first bullet out. Now the second bullet is a little deeper in there, and I don't have a long enough screw to reach that bullet, so I'm going to use some other tools. We'll use some brass punches to see if we can push it out backwards. Hopefully we get it all out backwards, and then we'll be able to clean the rifling out going forward. Alright, so let's see what we got to do here. We're going to start out with, all right, see if it's going to go. Right now it's actually moving pretty doggone good. Hopefully it's going to come out and not leave any brass sleeve in the barrel once it gets out. There it goes, by golly. Okay, let me get that off in a second. Okay, so there we go. There's the bullet that was stuck in there. And from looking at this, I'm afraid we might have some brass casing still stuck in the rifling. We'll put a camera down there, so we're going to stick the light in and see what we can find. Okay, can we get a focus on this here, Mr. Cameraman? Put a light on the bottom of it and see what it looks like. Does that tell you anything? How about this direction? Can you see it better that way? Alrighty. So it looks like we've gotten the biggest of it out. We'll clean it up and see what we have. I know there's a little bit of the brass casing from the first cartridge is still stuck into the end of the barrel, and we'll work on getting that out too. We have to be careful with using plastic and brass tooling so we don't mar or damage the rifling on the barrel. So anyway, that gives you an idea of what has to be gone through to get a stuck bullet out of the barrel. And we're very fortunate with this Smith & Wesson. It has a very high quality steel in the barrel, and the fact that this is chambered for 357, the man was using 38 cartridges, so it was able to withstand the extra force of the cartridge. And I don't know personally if he was using reloads or not. It's possible that he was using reloaded ammo and may have had a defective cartridge when he fired it the first time, didn't have a full charge behind it, and that's why the bullet stuck to start with. So anyway, that gives you some idea of what we have to go through to get a bullet stuck from the barrel. Hopefully that'll give you some idea of some things you can look for if you have this kind of situation. We have finalized the problem we had with the Smith 686 as far as the bullets being stuck in the barrel. I finally got them out, and I want to show you something right quick. If we can bring the camera in a little closer, we'll look down the barrel here. I'll put a light in it. We can see that the barrel is clear now. We've had to put some solvent and scrub this barrel several times to get it cleaned out. It had a lot of the lead and copper jacketing was really boogered up the barrel. I guess they screwed up the barrel. And using our digital camera lens on the inside of the barrel, the bore scope, we were able to find out that there are some defects in the rifling. It did not damage the barrel enough that it's going to be a problem to fire it, I don't think, but it did do a little bit of damage. And just so you know too, these are the items that came from the barrel. These guys was the ones that were stuck in there. This is a 38 cartridge, and the gun is designed for 357 ammo. So fortunately, it did not swell the barrel as far as I can tell. It did damage the rifling on the inside a little bit, but I believe the gun's going to be safe to shoot again. All right, with that pretty much concludes our repair of this Smith 686. Thanks for watching Maverick Gunworks.